Anytime we can start. Well, we're here, Stickers and Scuffs once again, here at the racing stage here at Motorama 2023. Cam K, Brent Autry.
Yes, I'm here again.
He's sitting there, he doesn't even know your name.
It's been a long couple of days.
BMO. Call me by my nickname, BMO.
BMO. Easy to remember.
Yeah.
It is no Bank of Montreal. It's the best co-host out here. Tony Spiteri joining us, NASCAR GM, NASCAR Penny Series GM. How we doing, Tony?
It's been pretty good. I mean, fantastic show. A lot of NASCAR presence. Obviously, a lot of the teams are here. A lot of sponsors are here. New and old, which is cool. But it's fast and furious. No pun intended. From where we were back in the fall, like taking the reins around October, and it's been a whirlwind tour. We're going too quick for some, not quick enough for others, and. In the infinite words of Bill France Sr., if 50% of the garage still sends you a Christmas card, you're doing a good job. So.
Yeah.
It's true. And one thing we were talking about the other day, Tony, is the crowd yesterday was unbelievable.
Wasn't that not amazing?
Yeah.
How you doing? It was amazing. When we pulled in, there's a crazy uncle there. How you doing? When we pulled in, it was amazing. There was 2 stoplights in a row where people were lined up, and folks were the police were already directing traffic here at 9:30 in the morning. It was amazing. So motorsports is alive and well for sure.
We got the NASCAR Penny Series coming up a couple months. It's pretty crazy to say. Like off season is almost done. How are things going for this year?
You know what? The most impressive part, Cam, Brent, is the car counts. I mean, can we talk about every single race? Last year's car count was just over 23, almost 24. Per race, which is pretty close to a record since NASCAR's ownership taking over from CASCAR. But what's really, really cool about it is the number of new teams. We've got some teams, some Ford teams coming in, which is cool to see. Daniel Bois' team, MBS, coming into the fray. We've got some teams out of Quebec, which is really cool because it's almost mimicking what we're seeing guys on the other side of the border, where you got Trackhouse Racing. We've got Childress now signing Kyle Busch, so there's some interesting things happening there with a well-regarded team. But now what you have is in Canada, we almost have this changing of the guard, so to speak, And we've got, our long-established teams bringing in new drivers and new power plant coming in. The Robert Yates Racing motor is going to make its entourage, so some pretty exciting things from where I sit.
Yeah, for sure. And as I was watching the Daytona 500, the new Pinty's commercial comes on for the series. And I'm like, hold on, everyone, be quiet. I got to see this. And it was so well done.
Yeah. Listen, Joel, a guy that doesn't get a lot of credit, Joel Robinson, Fuel Media, that does work for TSN. Those broadcasts are amazing. And you hear me say it all the time, Cam. We don't spend enough time talking about what a great job the media does covering our series and motorsports. You guys are the unsung heroes. I mean, look at what you're doing here with your Sunday, right? Doing a podcast this way. It's but no, there's some pretty cool stuff. Now, the interesting thing is the content is pretty cool because the racing is fantastic. I hear that all the time stateside, and when you get folks like Tony Glover, saying, the best racing we have in NASCAR actually happens north of the border. It's pretty good kudos to our series and the drivers.
Mm-hmm. The championship battle that we had last year, it ended a little bit earlier. I think we wanted to race early, but I guess like you said, the competition level was second to none. I mean, it got a lot of attention, and all the way right to Delaware Speedway when you had names like Ray Morneau Jr. coming out, Jake Sheridan. Not just that they got to the race, but they got in there and they were not last. They were not out of place. They were mixing it up with the leaders. The APC series is showing that it has, we see with Shea Gemmel as well, they come straight into the series and are successful.
Hey, look, motor racing, it's a little different, right? I mean, I've been blessed this weekend to be sitting with a pretty good dirt racer, Scott Wood, and we're talking about how you come up through the ranks and the whole enchilada. I spent some time with Ollie Ferguson and his family-run team, Rob Ferguson, same thing. There's definitely a path on how you get into racing, right? Like folks like me, we didn't have the money growing up. You couldn't do that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, you take a look at motor racing today. William Byron started, right, racing on a computer. He's racing Cup today. When you take a look at one of the things that's important to us in the new world in NASCAR, we're working a lot closer with a lot of the other series. They're not parts and things that we own, but we don't see that as a competitive subset. What we do is we see that as a feeder system for ours. As well, we're also seeing a lot of our teams Pinty Series teams building late model teams. Take a look last year, Cam, Brent, how many guys did you see trying dirt for the first time, hopping into modifieds before the Oshewegan race? And that's really what motorsports is about. We have to, as a community, stop looking at asphalt versus dirt, looking at late models versus cup cars. What we have to do is take a look at it and say this is motorsports. Back in the day, by the way, AJ Foyt would run a quarter midget, a sprint car at Ascot. He'd run F1. He'd run Daytona. So, we hearken them as legends today, yet we, for some reason, keep compartmentalizing ourselves. So that's I would say the new NASCAR, especially here in Canada, we're a lot more sort of ubiquitous about motorsports.
Definitely. And one of the things you had mentioned earlier was Ollie Ferguson. And one of the cool things about motorsports is it gets to bring people together. And I was wondering if you could touch on kind of that relationship and how that happened.
It's kind of cool. I mean, here I am looking at a guy who's got probably one of the prettiest cars here. Paint job looks like it should be on a show car, not a race car. I know his dad and him put the money and the work into it. But in 2018, he actually was a Grand Marshal. Ollie was a Grand Marshal for a race at Jukasa. So there's a perfect example of a fan who starts in the sport and is now racing in the OSS series. We'll start as a rookie and get banged up. I'm certain that paint job is going to be done a few times. But at the end of the day, that's the cool part. So yeah, it's cool for me to sit here today. I always felt like I was the young guy, and now not so much. I get reminded every day at work I'm the old guy now. But it's actually kind of cool to see people that were kicking around as kids. So it must be like that in Cup, right? Where you watch like a Jeff Gordon go from nothing to retirement. So yeah, good things are there for Ollie, and I think it's going to be fun to watch him progress in his career.
Yeah, we're ecstatic to see where these guys and gals go in racing. We've had a lot of amazing young talents that have been showcased and been lucky enough with the podcast to be able to talk with them. And it is one of the things that we've talked about. I mean, Brent and Graydon and I have all said that it's one thing to see them on the track. When you get to actually talk with these racers, it means so much more to go out and see them succeed because you know how much that means to them.
I mean, you had a really good rookie on there a little while back. I can't remember his name. I think it was Andretti? Mario? Yeah, Mario Andretti. So you've gone from Ollie Ferguson to Mario Andretti all in a few months.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So what are you spanning? 60 years of history? 65 years of history? Cool.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, definitely. Well, Tony, we don't want to take too much of your time left, but NASCAR season's going to start real soon, May 13th, Sunset Speedway. What are you looking forward to most?
What am I looking forward to most?
Yeah.
I got to tell you, I think there's two things three things I'm looking forward to. The first thing is new versus old. And I don't mean the drivers, but I mean the new versus old in terms of the new teams versus some of the historical teams. The second thing I'm really looking forward to is the whole realm of the new Robert Yates racing power plant, the 525. It has the potential to change motorsports pretty quickly because the horsepower and the cost of it. And the third thing is there's some pretty exciting news coming on the sponsorship side. There's some new sponsors coming into the series that I think have a very progressive view of motorsports that can help us move it down the road.
Well, that's great, Tony. We want to thank you for coming on and chatting with us. We're going to actually have, where she went, there is. We're going to have Jen Booth come up and join us from Fresh Stone Brands. They're actually here. They have this beautiful trailer right over here. Make sure you guys stop by, get some free samples. Definitely worth it. She's going to come in and talk about Fresh Stone Brands because we're a little curious at what they're doing here. they have a dirt car. They have an awesome car also over there. Make sure you get a picture with Jim Bray, who's hanging around the race car over there. But Jen, let's just talk about. You have Fresh Stone Brands here, but you also have something that you guys have launched, which is Fresh Stone Racing. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, for sure. We're definitely excited to be here. Thanks for taking the time to take a few minutes to chat with us. Primary purpose of us being here today is just, build the brand awareness. A lot of our products that are available in the grocery stores and even in the food service, so the fast food chains and the restaurants that people go to without realizing it. We're really excited to be launching a consumer brand, which is the Tiffany Gate Fresh Gourmet. So the item that people have the opportunity to sample throughout the weekend, and the last day today, obviously, is our cheddar bacon potato salad, what's really unique about a lot of our products and what differentiates us is that they're the use of the products, right? And we're trying to force people to think of, you know, instead of as a potato salad or a pasta salad, like use it as a side, right? Like it can be center of the plate, it can be used as a side dish. And what also is unique about our products is that they can be served warm or chilled. So, you know, it's thinking differently, right? So in terms of the Fresh Stone Racing, you know, obviously we see the opportunity. It's a great opportunity to engage with different people at the tracks. So, you know, keep an eye out for us, I would say, across the country, and we'll see how things go.
Well, it's exciting to see a brand come in that's, first off, giving out free samples, so definitely go get some. It's definitely worth it, first off. They're definitely, Rob can attest to that, is definitely a really good sample out there. And
We think they're pretty good.
Yeah,
Hey,
definitely.
We're slightly biased.
just a tad, but
Yep.
thank you so much, Jen,
Nope,
for
thank
coming
you.
in and chatting with us.
Absolutely.
And we can't wait to see more Fresh Stone Racing. You guys have social media that people can follow you guys along?
Yep, so we have our Fresh Stone Brands page on Facebook, and then we also have a website, and then we have our Instagram page as well. So come check us out. We have some freebies that you guys can take home. For the kids, we have some bubbles, we have some waterless tattoos, and then we just have some lanyards too, because you can't have too many of those.
And you also have a contest too, right?
We
for
do,
the,
yes. Sorry. So
Oswego
most
Speedway?
recent partnership that we've signed is with Oswego Speedway. So the Monday night dirt race that they're doing for the NASCAR Pinty's Series, we will be the sponsor of that evening. So lots of fun things that we're planning as that ramps up as we lead into that.
Perfect.
So yeah, if you want a chance to win 2 VIP tickets to the race that night, it's in the suite, and it will be a fantastic experience. I can say I witnessed it last year firsthand, and it was a phenomenal show from many points of view.
I can attest to that because I work there.
Yeah.
So it was amazing.
Awesome.
All right, thank you so much, Jen.
Thank you.
Can't wait to go get some delicious samples. And we're now going to bring on a racer who we got to chat with this past year on the podcast. Laila Walser is here. And Laila is a young racer running out of Sauble Speedway. And definitely, is this your first time at Motorama, Laila? Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Well, Laila, first off, let's start with, first off, how was the experience on a podcast, aside from the internet, because that was kind of brutal?
It was really fun. I got to know a lot about you and your buddy,
Yeah.
about your racing too, and that was really fun.
Yeah, we got a lot to look forward to for you this year. Now, you have raced junior late models.
Yeah.
And you're not going to do that this year. You're going to make a big jump. Where is it that you're going to be racing?
I'm racing in Sauble with combined fours this year.
Okay, and let's just give an idea as to, combined fours. Okay, great. You're going to have to make sure you beat this guy over here, right? Yeah. Well, actually, just but take it a little easy because he's got our decal in his car now. So just we make sure we take it a little simpler. But, it'll be nice when you're lapping him a couple of times. And again, running out there, you're going to have lots of experience, lots of people to race against. Are you nervous?
A little bit.
A little bit?
Yeah, because there's a lot of adults out there.
Yeah. This guy here is the biggest kid of them all. So again, when you're lapping him, you can just laugh along. But yeah, wave as you're going by for sure. Is it nerve-wracking to go from junior late models to a car that you never driven before?
A little bit. It's not like super scary, but I'm a little bit nervous. Yeah.
Yeah. Is this a little bit more scary than that? No.
No, not
no,
really.
it's all right. Yeah, you're pretty good at the whole interview game. You've got some experience. You've had a documentary done about you as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So question for you then. Since you're a younger driver, what do you say to younger people who want to get into motorsports? What are the steps? Do they just wake up and want to do it, or do they have the passion to do it?
Well, I just went to the track, and a couple of weeks later, I had a car. So as long as you're really passionate with it, I think you can probably
Yeah,
be
I
a
mean
good racer too.
that's exactly it, right? I mean, not everybody has that passion where they literally go to the racetrack one week and then they come back with a car. That's pretty lucky, actually. I know a lot of racers here would probably wish that they got that. Hey, wait, I didn't see you here. But Sauble Speedway is going to be fun for you to go out and race on a weekly basis. again, the experience out there is probably second to none, and you got some wins out in the junior late models. So, if you don't win this year, are you going to be happy?
No, because I probably will win.
There we go. That's a great answer. Wow.
Confidence.
Yeah, that's also shots at the rest of the field. Perfect answer. Perfect answer.
That was stone cold, eh? Like,
Yeah, definitely.
She didn't blink.
Yeah, there we go. There we go. Now, again, we talked about this on the podcast, but I'm curious if after Combined Fours, do you want to go and do even more different types of cars, or are you just gonna think and see if you like it first?
I don't think my dad would let me, but I want to go to a pro. And
yeah?
he's thinking about dirt.
Oh, okay. All right. So we got a couple of dirt racers out here that would definitely put you in their car. I mean, maybe you can drive Jay Cooker's car all the way out there, eh? Drive that giant dirt modified, but potentially. Maybe you try one of them Can-Am midgets over there. I'm sure Cory Whittam would definitely let you take his car. Maybe an OSS car at some point.
Maybe.
Yeah. NASCAR Pinty Series. Formula One.
Ooh.
No. No Formula One for you. Okay. No. Do you follow NASCAR Cup Series right now, or no? Just do like your own racing.
I like my own racing.
Yeah, your own racing. So, Laila, you've got some social media that people can follow you on. Where can they go to follow your racing?
You can go to the Instagram is Walser_racing, and Facebook is Walser Racing 7, I believe.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good. Got some really cool partners that you want to. I'm not going to put you on the spot and have you name all of them. Let's see if you can do it.
Okay.
They're the big ones.
Okay. National Power Sports Financing, Ilium Industries, IG Wealth Management, Pro Sport Fan Shop, Epic Racewear.
That's a good one.
I'm going to forget a whole bunch of them right now.
Yeah, it's a little bit different when you don't have the list in front of you.
Yeah.
We know, right?
You'll get used to
Yeah.
it anyway. When
Yeah,
you
or
start
the
winning
car in
races.
front of you. Yeah, that's always true. It's difficult. With all these people coming by and saying hello. Laila, thank you so much for joining us. It was great to chat with you, and hopefully you'll get to be here with your own car next year.
Hopefully.
Thank you, Laila.
You're
Here's to a
welcome.
great season.
Well, no problem. We're gonna have a champion come on by and join us on stage next. Although I'd like to, yeah, he's running because he missed his time. We're a little bit early, I guess, but well, yeah, we're pretty early. We're supposed to be at 12:35, whatever. Cory Whittam, the champ, Can-Am champion. Whoa, wait a minute. No, not in front of our. Oh, yeah. There we go. Yeah, some of the team owners around here like to play jokes. There we go. It works. So the champ is here, Can-Am champion, Cory Whittam. How's it feel, man? Champion.
I'm still on top of the world over
Yeah.
it. I feel like $1 million.
Well, I mean, $1 million would be great. That's what the Can-Am paid. Herniak Home Motorsports Championship. You got your team owner here. What's it mean to be on the stage at Motorama, talking about your championship in front of one of the team owners?
Well, actually, I'm sweating pretty good right now, actually.
What? Because of this guy?
No, I want to put on a good show for everybody, so I'm a little nervous, right?
You don't have to be nervous. We're just again, just like Graydon, right? We're two schmucks that just like talking about racing.
Well, my question
Right?
for you is, when you started the season, did you think you were going to win the championship? Was that like your mindset, or was it just to get good points, win some free races, or was it just get to the championship?
Actually, you know what? This year, or 2022, was the first year I set my mind to win a championship. I went out, I worked my butt off to do it. I had lots of good friends helping me. Lots have helped me over the year to get me to that point. I felt like I was ready financially and mentally. My car was ready. I knew I had it set up. So I went for it. Won 6 out of the 15 races. Won a bunch of heat races. Started at the back of a lot of races and within 3 laps, I was in the lead, passing everybody on the high side. But I went for it, and I got it, and
There you go.
still can't believe it.
Yeah.
Still can't believe it. When did the season end?
September.
September, and he still can't believe it.
24th, I think, the
There you
last
go.
race was.
And I'd like to just, because maybe not everybody is familiar, your car is actually just presented over here at the Can-Am tent. So make sure you go and check it out. It's got a beautiful, beautiful paint scheme on it this year.
I'd say it's one of the best paint schemes I've ever had, thanks to Creative Edge.
Creative Edge has got some really great ones out there this year. Like, there's been some fantastic cars. Your colors are very different, though.
Oh yeah,
from last year.
Well, I told them what I like, and I kind of left it up to them to just come up with something. And they sent me an email, and I went, "Oh my Lord, that looks beautiful. Let's go for it." So they didn't take much time to do it either. Like, I dropped my car off, and the next week I was picking it up. Yeah.
I mean, for people that aren't aware what a Can-Am Midget is, they're a weird kind of looking car. So can you kind of describe what they are?
They're a fast ride.
That's right.
We're
So-
really fun to watch too. Like, we can get 5 wide in the corners. Like, there's unlimited things we can do with our cars. They're literally strictly just built to go left. The motor's on the left side so that we can go around that corner as fast as we can. They're affordable cars. We have a lot of rules to keep them affordable. Just so that guys with all the money can't take off with it, right? Myself, I'm an underdog. I do it all by myself. I rebuild my own motors. I usually do my own paint schemes, but not this year. I thought I'd spend some money on that. But no, I do my own setups. Nobody else touches my car usually. I've had a lot of help, a lot of guys teaching me things over the years. The Hickson family has done a lot. Brent Neeson, he's done a lot for me. There's numerous guys. I'd be here listening all day of guys that have been helping me. Herning at Call has done so much for me. I also got Mauricio, One Stop Lube. He's something else. He comes out and helps me every chance he gets. He's an amazing guy. Yeah.
And that's what you need when you're racing. You need people to help out, whether it's a partner, whether it's social media, whether it's media.
Well, I see it as a big family. You
Yeah.
know, it's not just friendships. It's not just sponsorships. It's one big family. Like, all these cars in this room, I see it, all the drivers as my family. We all go to the same tracks. We all have to respect each other out there. And we all have to help each other if we want to race.
Yeah.
Yeah, you rather
Yeah.
win on the track than in the pits, right? So help each
Yeah.
other out.
Yeah. Ever gonna decide to do some midget racing on dirt?
Oh, I'd love it.
Yeah. Yeah. Gonna take that trip and switch it to dirt, or just comfortable with this right now?
No, I'm going to stay this car as it is, but the future plan is to step it up and get a sprint car
Yeah.
and have them both.
I mean, that's really something that I don't think we see too much of people switching it up really and doing both. So that would be something really, really interesting. I'm curious what we've seen a couple people with the number 55. So what was the inspiration, or why the choice? Is it just a favorite number?
Actually, you know what? I seen an asphalt sprint car when I was a kid that had the number 55. It was all red, and he won that night, and I stuck with that number, I think, because of him,
Yeah.
but I've always loved that number. Just double nickel.
It's funny because I think the same. It's a small coincidence, but the first car that I ever saw win a race, first live race I ever went to, was like some sort of a sportsman race at Moss Sports Speedway. The car that won, number 55. So there must be something about it, right?
Yeah, we're
I don't know.
special.
Yeah.
I feel left
There-
out because my number's 97. So
Well, that's a good number, too.
All right. 97, Kurt Busch.
There you go,
Way back
yeah.
way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Championship is one thing. Defending it is another.
That's what I'm going for.
Yeah, that's what you're going for?
Yep.
Okay, so the competition level, what are we talking about in the Can-Am midgets? Because you've got a pretty good field of cars. I believe Daniel Hahn was one of the names that you had to go up against.
Yep.
Is that the biggest competition for you again this year? Or is it yourself?
Honestly, most of these cars are within a tenth of each other.
Wow.
We're all good drivers. We all got very similar cars. They are all different, but they're all equally fast. You know, everybody's
Everybody's about the same.
yep.
Okay, so it comes down to the skill then.
So yeah, like everybody's a competition.
Yeah.
Everybody's got a chance to win, especially in this club.
It's a lot of parity, eh?
Yeah.
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 That's good.
I mean, it's interesting because I'll be honest, I'm not as familiar with the Can-Am Midget Series. I mean, I know a lot of other racing series across Ontario, but and across Canada, but the Can-Am Midgets ones I'm not as familiar with. So what tracks are you guys currently racing on? And for yourself, is there a track that you would like to go to? And I'm not saying across all over, we're talking U.S., the world, that you would like to see the Can-Am Midgets. If money was no object, which we all know it is, if money was no object, where would you be going?
Is safety an object?
No. You guys are racers. Why would safety be an object, right? You're already racing cars, let's be honest.
That's a big question.
Yeah, it's loaded.
My
Monaco.
mind's going all over right now thinking of that one.
Monaco.
The one
Do a
that
road-
popped up.
Do a road course.
Yeah,
See
yeah.
how that goes.
Yeah.
Monaco.
Yeah. The one that popped up at the top of my head was actually Delaware. I'd like to have the Can-Ams back at Delaware, but I hear it's not a very safe track for our cars because of how quick we get on that track.
So, put in perspective, what's the speed that you guys would actually carry, you think?
On a track like Delaware, I'd say we get up over 150 mile an hour.
Jeez.
Yeah.
And you guys, it's pretty compact. It's not a giant late model. It's not a giant Pinty's car. You are really close to everything. You're not really, you've got some protection in there. So what's the gear that you've got in there to keep you safe?
Oh, we're so safe. It's not even funny. Like we got the racing seats in there. The Hans device that they came out with a few years back is so amazing and so advanced. Like I've been on my roof a few times. I've been hitting that wall at 100 mile an hour. It saves me, and I walk away every time. The wrecks look bad, but
Yeah.
our protective equipment, like we change our seat belts out every 3 years. We got the good helmets on. You spend a little bit of money to get this stuff, but you're walking away from that wreck.
Yeah.
Well, and like you said, for me, myself, midgets are always the ones that I don't feel like I can watch because the wrecks, like you said, they are so much,
Very violent.
yeah, very violent. Like sprint cars as well. You see them all the time. They're flipping all over the place. And like I said, I know stock car racers are one thing, but you guys are something else because the speed that you guys are carrying. I don't think we answered that. Which tracks you actually are racing on in the series this year?
Right. So we started off the season going to Flamborough. We race quite a bit of races there a year. We also go to Sunset Speedway. We go to Sauble Speedway. We go there for a few doubleheader weekends, which is Saturday and Sunday racing. Really great racing there. We also go to Grand Bend, which is my personal favorite track. Don't always do good there. I've had a lot of blood, sweat, and tears there, but more of the good tears there. We also go to Flamborough Speedway. Did I leave anything out?
There you go, the cheat
That's
sheet.
why I brought these.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, I got it all.
There you got him.
Which one is the most challenging?
The most challenging? I'd have to say Sunset Speedway.
Now that's interesting. I wonder if-
I've always had trouble going into 3 and 4 for some reason. I get around there quick for some reason, but I feel I can get around there a little quicker.
Well, I mean, it's not the first time that we've heard that. Actually, it's for Sunset Speedway to be tricky. I mean, we actually have an OSS driver that absolutely despises going to Sunset because he never does well there.
I've had really bad luck there.
Yeah, yeah. And is it? I guess in your mind, it probably plays a bit of a role. Like trying to, like, I know I struggle at Sunset Speedway, so when we go there, oh, I'm just going to be bad, right? How do you get past that?
Just drive it.
Yeah,
Just do it.
yeah.
Just go.
I mean, there's nothing better. Like we talk about, like go back.
You never know. You're never gonna know what happens until you do it.
Yeah.
I mean, if you go back to like Ernie Irvan with Michigan Speedway, right? The story of him having a debilitating wreck there, and then all of a sudden he comes back and he wins there.
Yep.
After all that time, I mean, after all those struggles you have at Sunset Speedway, watch you go out this year.
I have destroyed a few cars at that track, but this year I came out, and both races this year I took off on the field. I've won two cups there this year.
Wow.
So you're gonna run the same setup as last year, or is all the tracks that you race at? I assume they evolve a bit because you got your snow, ice, pushes the track a bit up and down and whatnot. So can you run the same setup each race, or do you have to tweak it a bit?
So basically, yeah, you do tweak it a bit for each track. Gears you change, that's a given. But setup-wise, it's very minor setup changes, really. Mostly tire pressure changes and pan hard bar changes. A little bit on wedge, but most of the tracks, it's very similar setups.
Because that's one of the things that I'd be.
For my driving.
Yeah. For your driving. So I'm saying, for my curiosity's sake, really, you're going back to the same tracks kind of yearly, but how much would you change the setup year to year? Do you change it at all, or is it like weather conditions and stuff you actually have to worry about changing stuff?
I do go by weather
You do, eh?
conditions. I do have specific setups that I use for each track. I got all up here. I do got written down, but I don't take that part to the track.
Well, I definitely want to give away the secrets at all, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, you're going back, and I mean, we haven't really talked about it, but we talked about the dirt side of things. But you've got a team that you're working for in Herniak Hall Motorsports that is Ontario Sportsman Series based. You know where this question is going, I bet. I want to see you in a stock car and see how you do. Would that be something that you'd be interested in?
I'm waiting for somebody to put me in one.
All right, Mike, there you go. That's what you have to do. You need to get.
Don't worry,
Cory
I'm waiting
with-
patiently. Don't worry.
Yeah, you'll wait patiently, right?
So am
And-
I.
Yeah, well, I mean,
I'll drive anything.
the only difference is that Ollie Ferguson now has the 55, so you can't take that away from him.
Oh,
So
that's
you'd-
okay.
You'd have to
I'll be
maybe
55 seat.
50. Well, we don't do we don't do letters, so you're out of luck there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll do 51 or I'll
50.
do 10. That's my dad's old racing
There
number.
we go. We don't have a 10 right now. That would work perfectly. Who do you want to thank for everything that's taken place for you this year? Because you've got a lot of people. I know we talked about it earlier, but you've got some good partners that you've had on the 55 car. And definitely you've got some good people that have helped you out.
Oh, a lot. Like I said, there's so many that I'd be here all day thanking them all. But the ones I need to thank the most are my parents.
Can't
They've
forget
suppo-
them. No
they've-
way.
My mom, my dad, they both race cars as well at Flamborough Speedway, Cayuga Speedway, Peterborough. No, my parents have supported my racing my whole life. They've been there every track, every race. They put in so much of their time, their money into the car, into the racing. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be sitting up here. I also got to thank the Herniak Hall Motorsports team. They've done so much for me over the years and seen so much in me. It's unreal, and it started off as a little friendship. I just met Mike Herniak at Grand Bend one weekend. That's a long story. That's a good story, but we'll save that for another time.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is that a good rated story, or is that maybe something you gotta
I
tone
can make
down?
it a good rated story.
Yeah, well, Mike's not
We
here,
just gotta
so-
leave a few things out.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, it's always fun to hear that type of stuff. How people got to meet each other, right? I mean, for ourselves, like this is actually, it's funny because we had conversations, but we've actually never met until today. I mean, that's
Oh, we've talked a lot.
we've talked a lot, yeah, absolutely, talking all the time, right? But
Yeah.
it's different talking on social media and then talking in person, right? You finally get to meet people and see them after a championship season, and you get to walk around and say that you're the Can-Am champion for 2022, man. You got to walk around with a lot of swag, right?
I feel like walking around with my trophy above my head, but I don't
I
want,
think you do that from the Can-Am tent, and you walk all the way through the entire show over your head, just like that.
I don't want to drop it.
Oh, you just win that? Just win another one. Let's get the next
Yeah,
one.
there you go. If you
Yeah,
drop
two.
it, then you
Yeah,
don't have to
one for
worry.
display and one for.
They'll buy you a new one, right?
No, well, that one's the yearly trophy. That one's got all the special names
Don't
on
drop
it.
that.
All the champion
Yeah.
names on
Yeah,
it.
you don't want to do it. You don't want to do anything dangerous with that.
Yeah,
Knock
that
on-
one's a good trophy.
So, question for you then. We have a lot of, obviously, a lot of stock cars here in Bone Stocks. What do you say to fans to get them into the stadium to watch midgets?